It's getting colder, guys. Yes. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, if you can't tell by the title, we are going to be playing with the Friends X Revolution collection. Again, this is going to be like round 2, second impressions, that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought we'd play with it some more. Sorry, I got your nose. I thought we'd play with it some more. I have been loving it. I've done like 2 looks off camera now, and I've literally been living. So I thought we'd do a look again on camera. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight on into it. If you haven't seen my first video, I'll link that in the description box down below, or like up in the cards if I can remember, or at the end of the video. But I have done like a full first impressions using some of the collection, and I thought let's go ahead, let's just play with it again because I have been really loving it, and let's just do another little look, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not going to dive into like all the products again because I did that in my first video. I kind of showed you the whole product range and everything. So today is just going to be like another little play around, just, you know, having a little play. I'm thinking about using the big palette. I have been using the little palettes as well. I really like Monica's one. The shades in here are gorgeous. I'm not too sure what kind of look I want to do today. I don't think I want to use Rachel's. I did do a look the other day using Rachel's off camera. I'll like put it on the screen here. I literally love it. It's gorgeous. But yeah, I have to say Phoebe's one really just doesn't call my name. To be honest with you, like I feel like it's very like dull, and it's weird because when I think of Phoebe, I think of her as being such a colourful character. She always wears like really quite bright clothes, and then her palette's just like not bright. I don't know. Let me know if you feel the same way, but yes. I think I want to dive into the big palette again today. I did obviously use this a little bit in my last video, but the shades in here are really calling my name. This green, I actually think I want to use this green shade on my lid. Yeah, let's go ahead and just jump straight on into it. Into the Rachel palette first, and I'm gonna take the shade Crush, which is this like deep dark brown. I'm just gonna take this on a Beauty Bay Throw Shade brush. I'm just gonna pack this like through the crease and everything. Like I said, I have been loving these palettes. Not had any problems with it packing the shades on or anything. The shade's really pretty. It's very dark, but I do like it. Let me know, guys, who is your favourite character. I think mine is like a toss-up between Phoebe, definitely Phoebe. I love Chandler as well. I think them two are like my favourite characters. I do love Joey as well. Also, let me know like what is your favourite episode. I love the episode with Ross when he gets the leather pants stuck on him. I think that episode is so funny. I do also love the episode when Phoebe and Rachel know about Chandler and Monica, and Phoebe like almost pretends to like come on to Chandler, like when she flirts with him. I think that episode's so funny as well. Okay, so now that I've got that shade packed on, I'm going to go into this big huge palette, and I'm going to take the shade Paolo, which is this shade here. It's like a warm toned mid brown, and I'm going to start to like blend this shade out. I wanted to warm it up a little bit because I feel like it's quite cool toned at the minute. Of course, using my friend's mirror, I'm obsessed with it. It's a really nice shade. I know I've taken it quite high, but don't worry, we're going to go in with another shade. to blend that shade out. I feel like I did like a more colourful look in the last look that I did using this, so I kind of want to make this one a bit more like, not neutral, but more neutral, because you can obviously get a more neutral look and you can also go more colourful. So yeah, Carol, which is this like even lighter brown. I'm gonna blend this out using that shade Carol. I might need to go in with like an even lighter shade. I don't actually think I need to. I think this shade is doing the job perfectly. Let's just cleaned up the edges a little bit. Yeah, I'm liking this blend. I'm liking it. Now for the lid shade, I'm actually not going to cut my crease. I know, shocker, who am I? You know I always love a cut crease. But I'm actually just going to go straight in without a cut crease and see how they actually apply. Because obviously they applied really well on top of a cut crease, but without. Let's see. I'm going to take the first shade. I'm actually going to take the shade Ross, which is this green shade. Sorry. I'm going to take the shade Ross, which is this green shade up here. Yeah, let's just apply a green shade, guys. Like, who am I? Who am I? I haven't tried this shade yet, so I'm excited to see. Did we see that? I'm actually obsessed. What? This is cute. Wow, I actually love this shade. I actually love it. That is such a pretty shade. Oh my god, can you see this? Yes, I'm living. And then also, because this shade's also kind of like intriguing me, I'm going to go into the shade Marcel, which is almost like a lighter green shade, like a lighter green gold shade. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. And put that more on the inner corner, but also blend it into the Ross shade. Also, I think it's kind of fitting because, you know, Marcel, Ross, you know. Ooh. It's quite nice because it's a little bit lighter, so I can appreciate that. I'm actually living for this. I think this is so pretty. I'm going to take a bit of the Crush shade again from Rachel's palette, which is that brown shade down here, the first shade that we went in with. And I'm just going to apply that like to where like the green and the brown meet. A corner, and then going to go into again the Rachel palette, and I'm going to take the shade On a Break, which is this middle shade. I'm going to pop that on the inner corner like that. I think that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Wet. That is so bright. I actually live for it. I think it looks really nice with this look as well. Stunning. I'm actually living for this, guys. Like, it's quite an easy look to go for, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and just do my lashes, rest of my face off camera. You guys know that I will probably be going into one of the highlight shades as my highlight, like I have been doing. I've been loving them as highlights, so I'll probably do that, and I'll probably do it off camera. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera, and then when I come back, I think I'm going to swatch all of the lip shades. I didn't do it in my first video, and I kind of want to do it in today's video. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do the rest of the face off camera, and then I'll be right back. So I'm back, obviously just done the rest of my face off camera, other than my lips. I'm going to do my lips now. Obviously we're going to swatch all of the shades. This is what the look is, how it's looking right now. I'm kind of liking it. I've had a few issues with my lashes. I don't know, it's one of them days. My bronzer and stuff like that, but like I'm actually quite happy with it. I did use the highlighters from here, obviously. My palette looks bashed up already, what? So I used Ugly Naked Guy and Mr. Heckles, my highlights. Can you see? Gosh, look at that. It's already mashed up. You can see how much I love these highlighters already. I actually live for them together. I think they're gorgeous. So yeah, just put them two together. I did my lower lash line. I literally used, I think I used Paolo and Carol. Yeah, I literally used Paolo and Carol just together, just underneath. And then used a little bit more of the Rachel palette. I used the shade On a Break just on like the bottom part, the inner corner, if that makes sense. So yeah, now we're going to swatch. We're going to do lip swatches of all the shades. If you saw my last video, you will know that I did use 2 lip glosses. I used Joey and Chandler on top of the Monica lipstick. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just swatch let's just swatch it. Yeah. I'm going to start off with obviously the lipsticks. Like I said in my last video, I threw away the Monica box because it broke, and yeah. But obviously if you saw my last video, you'll know that the lipstick boxes are like corresponding with the palettes, if that makes sense. I really hope that they do like Ross, Chandler and Joey mini palettes with mini lipsticks, because I think that would make so much more sense. But yeah, I'm going to swatch all the lipsticks. So I'll take the shade Monica first. This has to be my favourite shade. I've used this a couple of times. So this is the shade Monica. If you saw my last video, you'll already know what this shade looks like on me. So I'll describe each of the shades again. I already described them in my first video, but I didn't swatch them all. So yeah, this is the shade Monica. This is described as a soft peachy pink, definitely more on the pink side, I would say, for me. Anyway, obviously it's going to look different on different skin tones. Yeah, this is the shade Monica. Shade I'm going to swatch is Rachel's shade. This is probably my least favourite shade because I just don't wear these kind of shades. This is described as a soft mauve. I have actually tried this shade. This is very 90s. Yeah, so this is a Rachel shade. You can still see a little bit of Monica underneath. I'm so sorry. This is Rachel shade. Again, not my favourite, but it is really pretty. Definitely more of like a purple shade. Yeah. Sorry, my lip swatches aren't going to be that great. But yeah. Still really pretty. Yeah, I just don't tend to go for like these cooler tone shades. Not my kind of thing. But yeah, if I'm doing like a cool toned look, I would probably try this out. And then the last shade we're going to try is Phoebe's. This is described as a deep pink. I'm scared to try this one because if you know me, you know that I usually stick to my nudes because you can't go wrong with nude. It definitely looks more like cranberry in the tube, but like a burgundy shade. Not burgundy, like berry. Yeah, so this is Phoebe's shade. Again, not the kind of shade that I would go for, as it's quite dark for me, but it is still a really pretty, still gorgeous on. Obviously, again, it's going to look different on different people's skin tones, but yeah, that is all of the lipstick shades swatched. Which is your favourite? Of course, my favourite so far is Monica. I do really like Phoebe's one, but again, it's quite dark for me and not something I tend to go for. So Monica is definitely my favourite so far. On to the glosses. I'm going to start from like lightest to darkest, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start off with the shade Rachel. This is described as a clear gloss with subtle rose gold shimmer particles. I kind of don't see that from like looking in the tube. I have been loving these glosses though, guys, honestly. Sorry, my lips are a little bit stained from Phoebe's lipstick. So this is a Rachel's lipstick. I don't see any like glitter particles in there at all. It just looks like a clear gloss and it's so pretty on, like, oh my gosh. It's just the perfect like clear gloss, I would say. It's very glossy but not sticky, and it smells like cake and I like that. So yeah, this is Rachel's one. Of course we have Joey. This is described as a brown toned nude, which, yeah, I can kind of see that. Definitely, I'd say it's more like pink, if that makes sense. Oh, this shade is so pretty, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is the shade Joey. It is gorgeous. I'd say it's more like a pink rather than like a brown tone nude. I kind of don't see that. I'd say it's more of like a light pink, but it's so pretty. Next shade we have the shade Chandler. This is described as a coral toned nude. Ugh, this shade's so pretty as well. I love this shade. This is definitely like a shade that is up my alley. So this is the shade Chandler. On to the next shade we have Monica. This is described as a medium mauve neutral with shimmer silver particles. This is the only one that's actually got like shimmer in it. The rest are just like plain. Oh, this does look so pretty. Hello? Do you guys see this? This is gorgeous. What? I actually like this gloss with the eye look for some unknown reason. I don't really know why, but it's actually really pretty. There is a lot of shimmer in there, as you can kind of see. I can't feel the shimmer. I've heard a few people say that they can feel the shimmer, but I can't really. That's just me though. So this is the shade Monica. I actually adore this shade. I think this shade is so pretty. Does this shade go with my eye look? I'm kind of thinking it does, but then I'm just like, is that me? Is that just me? Like, I don't know. Just trying to take off the Monica shade, you guys, and oh my god, there's so many like glitter particles that are just like not coming off. So if you can see it under the last two shades, I'm really sorry. Like, they're not glittery, it's just the Monica shade. So next we're going to go in with the shade Ross, and I love the packaging of this because it's got Marcel on it. I think it's adorable. So Ross's one is described as a deep plum toned pink. I don't see that. I see that as a hot pink. I don't know about you guys, but it's very pink. I see this as like a magenta shade. I don't see it as a plum at all, but you know. So this is the shade Ross. I quite like this shade, you know, like I do think it's gorgeous, but again, if you know me, you know that I love a nude, so, but it is still a really pretty shade. I just wouldn't say that it's plum. I would say that it's like a hot pink. Moving on to the last shade, we have obviously Phoebe. I don't know why they didn't put the taxi on Phoebe's one, like her lid, because for Monica, obviously her palette has the little like peephole door frame thing on it. And then same as Rachel's, like Rachel's palette has Central Perk, and then her lip gloss has Central Perk on it. So I don't know why they didn't put her taxi on this one and they put lobsters instead, but I do kind of get it, but I also don't at the same time, like, do you know what I mean? So this shade is very scary to me. Not a shade that I would usually go for. This is described as a deep wine. This shade is very dark. it's very dark. I do like this shade. I do feel like it'd be better on top of a lipstick or something, because you can kind of see that it's like not as pigmented. It is pigmented, obviously, the pigment's there, but it's just not as even, if that makes sense. So I think it would look better on top of a different lipstick. However, you could probably still get away with it just without having a lipstick or a lip liner underneath. But mine, for me, is like a little bit patchy. So yeah, this is the shade Phoebe. This is the finished look. I decided to go in with a nude lip, obviously, because you know me. So I used the Makeup Obsession X Belle Jordan Ever After liquid lipstick, and then just topped it with Rachel's gloss, because I thought that's probably the best one to go in with. I was going to use Monica's gloss, and then I thought, no, Emily, stick to your nudes, because you know nudes work well for you. So yeah, I decided to do that. So yeah, what do you guys think about the finished look? I'm obsessed. Actually obsessed. I'm actually so glad that I swatched all of the lip colour shades as well, because I feel like that kind of gives you guys more of an idea, if you're like a similar skin tone to me, what they're going to look like on fair skin tones. And if maybe you like one of the colours, you guys can go and pick them up. I think they have just restocked as well. I'm not too sure if they're all in stock or if all the whole collection is back in stock, but I know they did I know they keep bringing it back. So yeah, if you haven't got your hands on anything yet and you haven't been able to, keep checking the Revolution Beauty website, because they are constantly restocking. I have of course been loving this collection still. Of course I'm still going to be playing with the shades and everything, because I'm obsessed. Of course, using the big palette again, shades worked well as they have been doing. Of course I'm still loving the big highlighter shades. Still loving all the mattes in here. The mattes that I used today blended beautifully. The green is stunning. I'm actually living for it. It's giving me very fall vibes. I'm feeling very fall today. Like that's what I'm feeling. So yeah, I am actually obsessed with the colour story in here. Yes, nothing bad to say. Obviously I only used the Rachel palette along the side of it. And I'm living. This is probably definitely one of my favourites from like the smaller palette range. This one and Monica's are probably my favourite so far, but I have been living, yes, I'm loving it. Of course, I have been loving the lipsticks. Like I said, Monica's is probably my favourite. It's probably the one I'm going to be using the most. Out of the lip glosses I did use Rachel's the other day, and I, of course, loved it. Love it today. I definitely will be loving Joey and Monica's lip gloss. I feel like these two are like my favourites. And Chandler as well. I do like Chandler's one. But yeah, these two are gorgeous. Yes, so that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Have you picked anything up from the collection? Are you going to pick anything up? I am so excited for round 2 of it, or series 2, whatever they want to call it. I just can't wait to see what they're going to release. I really hope they release the guide versions of the palettes and lipsticks. I think that would just completely complete the collection. So my first video, I will link it at the end of this video or in the description box down below, like I said before. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that little notification bell so you are notified every single time that I upload. As always, I will leave my Instagram and Twitter handles up above and also in the description box down below as well for you guys. And yes, of course I'll be leaving everything else that I'm wearing on my face linked down below as well. That is a lot. I'm linking a lot of things down below. I'm sorry. And I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!